Good day everyone, I am Frederic Selimi. I am Director of the PMCO Pro. This training course will be uploaded in workspace of ADEPP Academy. You have the possibility to ask your questions and our expert will answer to your question as soon as possible. Have a good day and talk to you later.
Today we discuss about the hazard and operability analysis. This is a generic version and will be customized for each project. So this course takes about 1 day, and we will also give 1 year access to ADEPP Training Monitor for discussions. You will get a skill certificate after achieving a score of 80 over 100 score at the end of the year. The target trainee, this program is well suited to plant manager, operation managers, engineer managers, lead engineers, HSE engineers, and process safety engineers, those people who participate in Hazop and want to understand also how it works. And the objective of this course is to give a practical understanding of the Hazop for design of installation. So what is the objective of Hazop? Hazop is a study technique used to identify potential hazards and operability problems that may be inherent in process design. Hazop is a structured hazard identification tool using a multidisciplinary team. So this allows various viewpoints to be expressed and simultaneously creating thoughts and imagination examinations of the process under review. So the team approach result is a review of the greater depths that can be achieved by any one individual. This is a typical Hazop sub-process flow. Normally, you have your line manager, you have line HSE, and for each project, normally should be an independent chairman outside of the project, and head of safety or lead safety engineer who will select the chairman. Chairman normally have an scribe, and then when they approve, they go based on the methodology of the company. They will perform Hazop for the project. Hazop will be done in different phases of the project. Normally a very simplified Hazop in pre-project, in feed and detail design. And in detail design, when normally when the P&ID reviews goes, and there is a mature P&ID, then you will do Hazop. And also when you select the vendors, then you will do the Hazop package. So what is the methodology of Hazop? Normally, methodology of Hazop uses a standard set of guidelines to prompt a study participant to identify hazard and potential operability issues and verify if sufficient safeguards are present. So the study is primarily based on P&ID examination. The emphasis during the review is set to identify potential hazards and how to eliminate them. And if a solution is obvious during this study, it is recorded while the study is in progress. So as we said, Hazop process is a systematic application of combinations of the parameters. We will discuss about the parameters, flow, pressure, temperature, etc. And guide words if there is no, more, less, etc. And to produce the deviation from the design intent or intended operational mode of the plant. So credible cause of the deviations are identified for each plant section we call them node. I will discuss about it later. And the consequences are discussed and assessed and recorded with any necessary action for further consideration by project team. Hazop process is divided normally in the following step. So first we have to select the appropriate nodes. This nodes has to be defined by the chairman, and a meeting should be run with the company and contractor to discuss, to validate the nodes. When the node is defined, then we apply the parameters, first parameters, and then use the guide words and determine all potential causes and agree the credibility of each cause. Then we have to pay attention that the consequence of each cause, normally we assume that there is no safeguard, and then assess the detection and protection safeguards, and then agree the recommendation, and then record. So let's go a little bit more detail about guide words and parameters. When we are, for example, no or not, means complete negations of the planned intent. More is qualitative increase, less is qualitative decrease, and all of this, these are the guide words that we use for more or less reverse part of. And these are guide words and parameters. Normally, we look at here about flow, pressure, more flow, less flow, none, reverse, as well as part of and other than. So there is normally for oil and gas, I will show you, we use these are which are black, but the one that which are red, normally it is, for example, if we have the fast reaction, a slow reaction, runaway detection, these are used for the other industry. So the deviation normally we use for oil and gas, this is no flow. For example, no flow is, for example, large leak, equipment failure. So these all can be breaking. No flow, less flow, and more flow, less pressure, more pressure, etc. Normally in a Hazop in oil and gas, we go through this by for brainstorming in the workshop. So the list of the nodes, as I said, the list of the nodes should be agreed with chairman and the contractor and the company, and the scope and boundaries for each node shall be agreed, and it will be shall be written in terms of reference before Hazop. So let's, this is an example. For example, production well typical up to the choke valve. So this is one node, and this we have to write the design and operation conditions. This should be clearly defined, in that should be written in the terms of reference, and then each of these nodes will go through the systematic review of the deviation, etc. So as a worksheet, normally we define the categories, the recommendation on safety, operation, and nice to have. So this is a typical example of the worksheet, and there are several packages, for example, like PH Pro, and the chairman used it with the scribe. So basically here is deviation. If we have more flow, and what is the causes of this, and the consequences, as I said, the consequences if there is no safeguard, and then we look at the safeguard if there is, for example, the class of piping, well testing, etc., and which reference to the recommendation. And here, for example, we write the engineering, and it is a safety things. When we write the safety, normally all the things relevant to safety, that each phase of the process should be closed before going to the next phase of the project. And then we will talk about the Hazop closeout report. So this is S, and this has to be defined close during the phase for safety. We are feed, we have to close it and then go to the detailed design. So the all the actions normally goes through an action sheet. And action sheet here, if you see, for example, action sheet number 1, and here the deviation is more flow. There is a cause, and this is what has been done, has been given in the Hazop worksheet. But here the engineering response, for example, this is a contractor, has to say to respond to this recommendation if they implement it in the design. Then here there is company comments. Company can give a comment here, and the company can say agree with comment, disagree, or to be followed in the, for example, next phase of project is not finished and should be endorsed by company representative, and it can be several people, but it is a formal closure of the actions. And these actions normally in the safety concept at the end of the project, when it will be revised, we will define how many actions are closed, how many are open, and to follow it in the next phase of the project. Normally, when you have Hazop action sheets, there are several packages to do this. We recommend a SharePoint, which is all of these actions can be closed, and the people can work together and close it, the actions, and without wasting a lot of time for this. The communication is very important between company and the engineer, and the best way to do this is by in fact ADEPP Academy created a ADEPP monitor. ADEPP has a monitor which gives the closeout reports and reporting for each of these actions. So for the ADEPP training monitor, for after online training, for example, here there is an Hazop, and the trainee can go to the Hazop. And here, if the company can put, this is for customized Hazop training, company puts all the Hazop study, everything here, and the ADEPP expert will customize the training based on what they have been done and what the company needs to be propagated for their staff. So here also there is a discussion, and there is a Hazop discussion, and this is what I said, it takes 1 year. You can put ADEPP Academy for all trainers give access to this training workspace, and the trainee can ask the questions, and then ADEPP Academy expert will answer to questions. So basically this is the whole things here, and also there is also, if there is any input and the planning here, the task, it can be managed by this ADEPP Hazop monitor. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions about Hazop training course, you can send an email to pmc@epc365.com. We have 2 websites, and one is in French and one is in English, and each of them they have a request form, and you can also ask your questions on those request forms. So now I give you a little bit explanation about ADEPP Learning and Career Solutions. Everything is written in adepp.online, and you can go there and you can see the workspace. We have the training workshops in different subjects: safety engineering, risk-based engineering, process safety management, integrity management, HSE management, and safety critical element identification and performance standards, Hazop this one, and seal assessment and verification. The ADEPP customized training is chaired by Dr. Fabian Salimi. She is a well-known process safety expert, and she's the director of the ADEPP Academy. Myself, I assist Dr. Fabian Salimi. I have a master's degree in safety and reliability, and I was lead in several projects worldwide. I work with companies like Technip for several years, and Worley Parsons, AMEC in engineering, and several years with operators like Total, Azure, and I was involved in different phases of project from pre-FEED, FEED, detail design, construction, and operation. We have a customized training with 3D modeling simulator. Basically, we do with ignition, and this will be issued very soon, and you will get all the reporting, everything for the process safety management system and other modelization for simulator. We have the customized training for process safety management system. Basically, all the fundamental of 20 elements of CCPS. We can help you to do self-assessment or deep gap analysis. And we can also do the competency assessment and put the action plan. All the after successful score of 80/100, for example, myself, I got the for process safety management system. I got the certificate of skill. And finally, ADEPP Academy has and PMCO Pro has certificate of the ISO for educational organization and innovation. I wish you a very good day and hope to see you in our next workshop.